One of the things that caught my eye is that despite all this tragedy, all this pain, there have been some positive responses. Yep. The sports world in particular has done some amazing stuff. Yesterday we saw this cover from the Chicago Sports Tribune. It is really kind of cool.
Can I read it to
you?
you?
Yeah, please, go ahead.
It says, "We are Chicago Red Sox, we are Chicago Celtics, we are Chicago Bruins, we are Chicago Patriots, we are Chicago Revolution." So explain to those who are not sports people
if you're
how
not a sports fan, you don't realize how big a deal this is. You know, Chicago sports is something that they take very seriously. They're very proud of it. Obviously, it's a rivalry between Chicago and Boston that goes back, you know, Celtics versus Bulls, you know, and so forth. For them to say, we're not the Chicago Bulls today, we're the Chicago Celtics today, we're the Chicago Bruins today, is to say that we are you, Boston, that where we bleed, you bleed. Where we suffer, you suffer. And I think that's pretty powerful.
No, I'm sure this is resonating. We see it resonating all across America, and particularly in America's biggest cities, this sense that we are tied together by our choices to live in these cities, by the fact that Boston Marathon, as someone said, it's supposed to be fun, it's supposed to be exciting.
Exactly.
It's a sporting event that brings us all together. There are people coming to Boston from all over the world
just for that.
For something like this to happen.
It's pretty neat. It's not the only one, though. Check this one out. We have the Sports Illustrated cover also. That really sort of depicts what's happening here.
Yeah, this I think will go down as the iconic picture.
Oh, this is this 72-year-old runner there in the midst of all of that. I mean, this is the iconic picture from the Boston Marathon. We also have another one here. The Boston Red Sox posted this picture via Twitter, and you see the Red Sox saying, "Look, stand." Or be strong, rather. All the players signed the poster. In the middle of a baseball game, early part of the season, important games, they're not just thinking about baseball, they're thinking about the people who suffered in the marathon.
Yeah, and you know, then finally the flags at Yankee Stadium
yes.
at half-mast during last night's Yankee game. The Yankees also played a Boston Red Sox staple, Sweet Caroline song, during their game against the Diamondbacks.
That's big. I love to see that. I love to see when the sports world come together for something bigger than the rivalry, something bigger than money making and winning games and all that stuff. And they say they're human beings whose lives were lost, and that's bigger than all this stuff.
You know, and yesterday we talked about the fact that we saw some sports athletes actually at the marathon helping out, showing that they have a civic responsibility as well as the responsibility that they have out on the field. It's such an important thing to watch, especially because right now this is such a sad time and it's so easy to focus on the bad, on the evil, on why someone would do something like this, and then to be reminded that there is a world of good and wonderful and good-hearted people out there.
Right. Even in sports.
That's what we need to remember.
Especially in sports. No, because we spend all of our time beating up on the athletes, right? And we should. I mean, we should hold them accountable. But 90% of the sports stories that come out these days are an athlete who took a drug, or an athlete who said something inappropriate, or an athlete who's fighting over small amounts of money, or an athlete who isn't working hard enough. And it's cool to see that athletes, like everybody else, they're citizens first. You know, and in moments of crisis, they step up and do what's right.
No, absolutely. As all of the rest of us need to do. You know, we started this by talking about how the FBI is looking for videos, photos, anything that you can supply. Those resources are in the well below.
Yeah, no.